Once again, my name is Dr. Malcolm Tanner. I'm running as a presidential candidate in the 2024 presidential election. Some of the key points that I have on the table for our American people is very simple. Very simple. And like I said, these are executive orders that I will put in place. Mind you, I need you guys to right now, well, I know you're screen recording, but if you can get to another phone or a laptop, or in the future, while you play this back, just Google what I'm going to tell you. Make sure you look up what an executive order is. I know some of this sounds foolish and kiddish, but it's a lot of people in America that does not know what an executive order is and that a president has the right to do it. So I want you guys to have that full understanding first. So executive order, okay? The executive orders are very important. Now, the only way an executive order can be overturned is if it goes against the Constitution. So you will have to look up the Constitution to see that everything I'm about to tell you will not go against the Constitution. This is very important. One of the things I'm going to do as soon as I become the president, day one, as soon as I put my hand on whatever book they give me and they swear me in, as soon as I'm done doing that, within a fraction of a second, I will have my staff bring me over my paperwork and my pen for that executive orders to take place right then and there. I'm getting to work instantly. So what's going to happen is this. Number one, every African American in America that's native to this land, native born African Americans, no matter what age, every African American will receive $5,000 a month as a settlement. As a settlement. I'm going to break down how that's possible and why it's possible. Number one, the gross domestic product, okay? Gross domestic product. Look that up down the road when you get done looking at this video. America's gross domestic product. Very important numbers. So let's get into it. $25 trillion as of 2022. $25 trillion is what we're bringing home in America. Gross domestic product. Remember those words. So with the gross domestic product, to give every African American in America, by the way, $5,000, that would only be 2.6 or 7 trillion dollars out of that $25 trillion. Gross domestic product. Remember those words. Okay? I'm gonna go make it make all sense. Okay? Why are African Americans going to receive why are they going to receive $5,000 a month as a settlement from the United States government? I'm going to get into Democrats and Republicans at this current time. While you're Googling things, feel free to Google a domestic terrorist. Feel free to Google that. Democrats and Republicans are domestic terrorists. I'm not making this up. The ones that run this country are domestic terrorists. Just Google the definition when y'all done with this video. Number one, a domestic terrorist. You guys can look up the information yourself. Someone that's causing harm upon the people that's in the same country as them. So, that being said, I want y'all to think about a time and place called Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm just going to give you one. Okay? One example. Now I'm finna say another word called a settlement. When someone caused punitive damages to you, your property, or your person, or thing, you are owed money in a form of a settlement or a direct payout. I'm going to settle with the African Americans in America. And I'm going to reach into the gross domestic product that we have sitting around, that 25 trillion. And I'm going to make sure that every African American native born to this land will receive $5,000 a month. Hopefully I'm recording this. $5,000 a month pulled directly from the gross domestic product. That's 2.6 or 7 trillion dollars a year. America has $25 trillion a year in gross domestic product. We're leading the world in gross domestic product. Now, I want you to pay attention to these numbers. You might have to go back and watch it again and start calculating. The next thing I want you to pay attention to is the college debt. 1.75 trillion. So let's say $1.7 trillion. $1.7 trillion is what college students owe America. They're in debt. That would be you or your children or your friends or family members or someone you know. Remember this number, 1.7. See, when I get into office, I'm going to delete all those things. So if you have a student loan or student debt, I'm going to just get rid of them. Oh, that's called an executive order too. I don't have to worry about Congress. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and make an executive order on that. We're going to get rid of it now. That's one of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to do day 1. That's not going to be day 45 or day 6,000. It's going to be day 1. $1.75 trillion is what American students owe America. Let me explain why this is not going to be a problem for me to do, even with the executive order. Remember 1.5 trillion. Now, pay attention. Biden, he just gave 1.7 trillion away. I'm going to say this again. Biden just gave $1.7 trillion away to Ukraine and NATO allies, not college students here in America. If you remember what I just said, that the students needed to just get out of debt, it was 1.75. Biden just gave 1.7 trillion away to non-Americans. Yeah, they just did that. Oh, all you gotta do is just look it up. On your Google search, just go ahead and put Biden signs $1.7 trillion government spending bill. Yeah, look it up. I don't make none of this up. At any point you say, Dr. Tanner, you're lying to me. They say, Dr. Tanner, where all this money gonna come from? The same place it's been coming from. If we got 1.7 trillion to give to Ukraine, I just somehow feel like I know we got 1.75 to give to these American students here in America. Wouldn't y'all agree? To make sure that their debt is gone. So we can have students, they wouldn't be students anymore, but, these successful business people that came from colleges not having to stress on those things.